Okay, welcome to Daily 3D Revolve. Today I'm going to be doing a brief tutorial on Rhino 7 and I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a spiral ring. So first off, we'll go ahead and open up Rhino 7. I'm going to go ahead and say new. We're going to go new from inches. You could also make this in millimeters. I'm not making mine any specific size. It's just to demonstrate how to actually do the coil. Well, first thing we're going to do is go ahead and draw a circle out here. Make sure that you're in the standard tab. Now we're going to go ahead in the command prompt and type in spiral. Say enter. We're going to say around a curve. We're going to click on this. I've got 23 turns around this, so I'm going to change that to 12. Go ahead and type in 12, hit enter. Now you just want to back off a little bit. Right about there, you want to hit the right mouse button again, and then enter. Okay, now we have one coil. Now we want to go ahead and say pipe. Type in pipe command. Go ahead and select pipe. We're going to go ahead and click this, and then we're going to scale down so we have a fairly small little ring. Right mouse click, enter. Okay, this is going to be our first coil. Now to make a second one, you want to make sure you have your gumball on. A gumball is very useful. So we can select this whole thing, and gumball allows us to move this thing to the right or the left, up or down. We can relocate the gumball, we can rotate, and then we can also extrude if the extrude is if it's an object that can be extruded. So what we want to do here is click on this black line. We're going to go ahead and rotate with the Alt key held down. And now we're going to get another ring. We want to go ahead and click on that. We're going to come up here to the command line and type in pipe again. Then we want to go scroll down, hit enter. Now we have two of these. So we want to come over here and click in the perspective. And we want to go ahead and go up to view. And we want to say view by rendered. So we can see what this is looking like. It's not too bad. I have one thin circle, and then I have a little bit thicker circle. Okay, now what you can do here is go ahead and you can revolve a shape. So we'll go ahead and get the rectangle. We'll say from center, and then we'll come here. I'm gonna make this revolution a little bit taller than the actual ring. So we'll click there. Then we want to type in revolve in the command prompt. Go ahead and hit revolve, and we're going to select this right mouse click button. We want to go from center point here straight up, enter, enter. Okay, so this is going to be our actual ring part. So what we want to do is go ahead and go type in zoom in the command prompt. We want to zoom dynamic so we can zoom out. Then we're going to go ahead and let's select both of these by holding down the control key. Select, or actually hold down the shift key. Say that that's a surface. Get the next one. We'll grab our green line on the gumball, and we're going to pull that into the center here. Okay, now we're going to go ahead. We don't need these up here, so we can go ahead and get rid of these. We're going to go ahead and scale this up. Looks like it needs to be moved over a little bit to the left. So let's go ahead and hold down our shift and get both of these. Just kind of nudge it over a little bit. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So now we're going to type in scale in our command prompt, hit enter. Going to scale this ring, so we'll select it, right mouse click button. Going to come from the center here. Click, drag up, and we're going to pull down on this. We'll need to turn off our grid snaps, so go ahead and click on the grid snaps. And we want this ring to be right there. We don't want any of these bands to be coming inside. So it looks like things are not completely centered here. We'll go ahead and get rid of our revolve. But let's go ahead and select the actual rings, the bands. We're going to move that out of the way. Now we're going to go ahead and select that, and we're going to turn on our grid snap, and we're going to move it up here right to the actual center of the page, so we'll know that we're in the center. So we'll do the same with these. We'll go ahead and select these, grab from the center there. I'm going to move that right to the center there. Should be right there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and get both of these by holding down the shift key. And then we're going to grab our blue arrow. I'm going to drag up. Drag up a little bit more. Okay, it looks like it's centered right, but it looks like it's the actual ring itself is a little too big. So we're going to go ahead. Let's select both of these by holding down the shift key. Let's type in scale again, hit enter. We're going to scale from the center, click, drag up a little bit, click. And then we're going to adjust that just a little bit. Okay, that's a little bit better. This still needs to be adjusted a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and turn off our grid snaps. And we're going to go ahead and hold down the shift key, get both of those. Now we're going to grab our gumball control, and we're just going to move it so we know that it's right where we want it to be. Okay, this is going to be our ring tutorial on how to make a rope ring. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add some color to it. So we'll go ahead and click on the Materials tab plus. If Materials is not loaded for you, you want to come up to the panel and make sure there's a check mark next to your Materials tab. So we'll go ahead and click that plus. We'll go ahead and click Import from Materials Library. We want to make this metal. We'll make it a satin metal. And then I'm going to just say satin gold for the inner part. And there's a couple of ways you can colorize these. One, you can click the actual object, and then you come up here, right mouse click button, and say assign to object. Or you can click the actual color itself and drag it on over. So what I'm going to do is put another color in there. So we're going to go import from the library. We're going to go metal. Then we're going to say satin, and we'll just say like let's try brass. It's a little bit lighter color. So we'll go ahead and click and drag this over to the coils. Click and drag. All right, it's going to be our little ring here. You want to make sure when you size this, the coil part, that nothing is sticking out of the back. I mean, there's a little bit right there, a couple pieces I see, but I'm not going to worry about that. This would be something that is kind of inside of the ring. So when you print it, it's not going to fall apart. The stuff's going to be solid. And then only other thing you would need to do is measure your finger, and you'd actually have to probably make this in millimeters, just so it's more accurate. And you'd have to determine, basically, if you already have a ring, you can take some measurements off that with a caliper, and then go ahead and create your inner diameter, half the size of what your ring finger is. If you were a 25-inch millimeter ring, you'd want it, half of it would be about 12 and a half. So then you just revolve that around, and then you would do your coils. Okay, that's going to end today's tutorial. hopefully you enjoyed watching and got something useful out of it. And thank you for watching.